Welcome to Voices of Hope, the podcast where we highlight communities sustained by faith and resilience. Today we journey to Our Lady Consolata Parish, Chumviyere, part of the Catholic Diocese of Isiolo, a community full of life yet burdened by daily hardships. These daily hardships do not take away their smiles. They are always happy and contented, and they believe that their God is always there for them. Guided by Father Francis Moraya, this parish serves nearly 20,000 people spread across the ash-dry terrain. Today we explore their struggles and discover how Friends of Isiolo can support them and highlight their problems and their hardships so that many people, other peoples of like-mindedness, can come and support them.
When you talk about Chumviyere, it has been introduced. It's a land of hardships, but with people with very big hearts. When we got to Chumviyere, we got a very warm reception from the parish priest, Father Moraya, and his congregants, and we had an amazing time. And they took us around and they told us about the hardships of Chumviyere. And I think one of the main things that we found out, which was positive, was the fact that there was water in their parish. And for that, there was so much that was happening around those. Their garden was green. They were able to harvest. Actually, that day we found a bumper pumpkin harvest, and they have very many other things that they've planted, and it's green. Unfortunately, just outside the parish, the area is arid and brown. So showing the difference between where a place with water and a place without water.
They have started an ECD that has baby class, PP1 and PP2. The baby class has approximately 20 students, very, very young kids, whose classroom is one of the rooms of the church. It's more of a store that has been converted into a classroom, and they have been given our well-wisher donated some plastic chairs and tables for them to be able to use. The PP1 and PP2 is one classroom, is where they get their education from, and the classroom is a tin shack, is a mabati, full mabati other than the floor, and in that classroom is where you have both PP1 and PP2.
Father Moraya took us around the school, and we happened to go first. We went to the baby class, and oh my God, those kids! You could see the small kids and the seats they're supposed to sit on. It was not very comfortable. And we were told stories of how once they sleep, sometimes they fall off from the desk that they have. It was a church store that was nothing close to a baby class.
And PP1 sits on one side of the class and PP2 sits on the other side of the class. And when the PP1 are being taught, the PP2 cannot answer the questions that are asked to PP1, and PP2 then are taught after the PP1s have been taught. They only have one teacher for baby class and one teacher for PP1 and PP2. So that is a very big challenge because there is need for the school, and for this reason they have been providing food to attract the kids to the school. And what happens with this regard is that the children are required to pay 200 shillings per child for the teacher, that is for the school fees. Each of them pay 200 shillings for the teacher's salary, and each family is meant to pay 100 shillings per month for the food. We found that the amount of money that the school collects is very, very low as compared to what the actual needs for providing the food is. There is the cost of the food. Each day they consume 2 bags of beans and 5 bags of maize, and they also get somebody to cook the food who they also pay. So food is a very big challenge for them, and even what the parents give is not sufficient for the food. We also found that the children do not have a good playing field, And what Father was explaining to us is that the inflatable balls that you'd get for your kids here in Nairobi do not work because there are too many thorns, acacia trees on the ground, and these would deflate the balls. So he's engaged currently in trying to clear and make a field for them where the kids can actually be able to play without getting injured. And they also need learning materials together with toys. This they're in shortage of, and they require this in large numbers. Lastly also is the vehicle of the father, which is used by the residents of Chumviyere, the villagers of Chumviyere. It is also this car that he uses for outreach. He has an outstation, he has an outreach of about 20,000 potential Christians that he needs to reach to. And for this he needs his car to be in a working condition, and his car is also used as an ambulance. So these are it's just a highlight of the challenges that the community of Chumviyere faces, but they face them with a lot of grace and with a lot of smile on their faces.
Father Muraya is Kikuyu, and he's in a Samburu area. So you can imagine the difference, the language barrier.
As friends of Isiolo, how can we help?
This is where we come in as friends of Isiolo. There's so much we can do in Chumviyere. One, we can help in small ways, but in small but big ways. First and foremost, we need to get these kids to school. And with only 300 shillings, we are able to educate a child for 1 month, because 200 is for school and 100 is for food.
Clearly the mission is in need of school classrooms. It's in need of 3 classrooms, and 1 is in construction of this. But primarily and very quickly, what they need is learning materials and toys. They need things like charts. They need that can be stuck on the wall. They need to have pencils, stationery basically that the kids can use. They also need toys that the kids can use to play with and to learn with. They also need food, which is a thing that draws them to the school. So as I said before, every day they need 2 bags of beans and 5 bags of maize, and this can be provided by a friend of Isiolo. You can choose to provide a bag or 2, or contribute to the number that you're going to see that has been put together for Friends of Isiolo. And every small thing that you give counts.
We can also, as a long-term project, do classes. They don't have latrines, they don't have kitchens. There's so much we can do, but in the meantime, we need to get these kids back to school with charts, with boards, with chalks, with books, and even with school bags. Small things that we find here in Nairobi that they look so obvious, so normal, but in Chumviyere, they can go a long way.
Another thing is to also visit the parish, because that way you get to understand the reality that they face, but to also encourage the parish priests and the community at large.
Come join us as Friends of Isiolo. You will learn more of the needs that are there in Chumviyere.
Thank you for joining us on this heartfelt journey to Our Lady Consolata Parish, Chumviyere. If today's story moved you, consider becoming a friend of Isiolo. Your generosity can feed a child, support a teacher, equip a classroom, and open a doorway to a brighter future. I am Father Felix, a friend of Isiolo, and this has been Voices of Hope. Until next time, may we continue to shine where the world needs light the most.